So underneath this black PSP cover here is a very exposed and a very expensive TPS or throttle position sensor. And if you've ever broken one of these before, you'll know exactly how expensive they are to replace and also how inconvenient it is to get stuck out on the trails if they do break. Now, when you buy one of these motorcycles, now this is a Husqvarna TE300, it's a TPI, it's a fuel injected model, hence the need for a TPS. Although this will still carry over to the KTMs, they use the same engine. They normally come out with a plastic cover over this TPS sensor. And it's very flimsy, it doesn't provide very much protection. Hence the need to install one of these aluminium billet covers. And in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly why I chose this PSP billet cover compared to some of the other probably more common and cheaper covers that are on the market, and also how I got it installed on the bike. So I bought this PSP brand of TPS guard, and in the package I received a set of pretty good instructions, a PSP sticker, a machined aluminium TPS guard, and 2 screws. And I must say this guard looks and feels like a proper quality part. And according to PSP, it's machined from billet 6082 T6 aluminium. And of course it's anodized black. It's 3 millimeters thick, so it's a pretty robust part indeed. And this is a lizard guard that I previously looked at and I previously considered installing on the bike. And as you can see, this thing looks and feels like a toy compared to the PSP guard. So in order to get this new TPS guard installed, the old plastic cover that comes with the bike needs to be removed. So unscrewing the T20 torque screw and the guard should just come right off. Then I went ahead and removed the 2 Torx T25 security screws that hold the throttle position sensor in place. I also carefully pulled off the TPS and I cleaned away any dirt from the throttle body and the sensor. Now, strictly speaking, you don't really have to do this. If you carefully remove the screws while holding the sensor in its exact position, you may be able to align and slip the new guard straight over the sensor and into position. But there are some things that you need to note, and I'm going to show you these right now. So before fitting this whole lot together, I decided to dry fit the guard without the sensor to check that everything fits and aligns properly. And a few things to note here. First is that the little locating pin on the guard needs to slide into the locating hole that's on the throttle body. And secondly, the right side top hole in the guard needs to align and fit over the little mounting hole that's also on the throttle body. And as we can see here, it's a pretty good fit. So now I'm going to go ahead and pop the sensor into the guard, and I'm going to make sure that it is seated all the way in and flush with the back side of the guard. And I'm going to make sure that the wire is also sticking through the opening at the back of the guard. Then I'm going to hold the sensor into the guard using the pointing finger on my right hand, then flip it over, and then I'm carefully going to slide the whole lot back into place. And also something to note here, everything should slip right back into place very easily and gently. If something is not lining up or you are needing to force it together, just rather stop because something is wrong. And in this case, just take it all off and try and start again. You definitely don't want to be forcing things into place and then damaging this TPS, because this thing costs around 5,000 Rand to replace. So now with everything fitting well, I'll hold the guard in place and then apply a small amount of medium strength thread locker to the TPS screws, and I'll screw both of them back into place. And when I'm tightening these screws, I'm tightening them both evenly and a little bit at a time. And these are only 5mm screws, so just hand tight with a small Allen key is good enough. And then something else to note with the kit that I specifically received, there were new mounting screws that are supplied, and they are 2 different lengths. And according to the instructions, the shorter one goes into the top hole and the longer one goes into the bottom hole. And then lastly, a small amount of thread locker onto the last screw before tightening it up. And again, this one just needs to be nipped up. The screw is very small and you want to be careful not to strip out the thread. If you did find the video useful, please give it a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Maybe you've got some thoughts on these billet aluminium TPS guards, or maybe you've been using one for a long time already and you want to share your thoughts and experiences with us. Also, if you are interested in some other protective accessories for your motorbike, you can go check out this video right here. I think you'll find it quite interesting. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers.